You are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene of Marlene Motivates. And like I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hey everyone, welcome to Marlene Motivates. And on this podcast today, we have the topic of being yourself. Being yourself, not a replica, just being you. So let's welcome everybody who's in the chat today. Hey sis. Hey Liz, how are you doing? Hi young Riaz. Hey the word. Welcome. Hey Tamika. Everybody hearing me well? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Halfway through the week. So let's get into this topic today about being yourself. The more that you get to know yourself is the more that you should get to know love, because love involves inside work. It's all about what you're choosing to think and believe about yourself. We allow society or other people to mold our belief system. But the question about everything is, what do you think about yourself? Especially in this microwave society that we live in, that people want things to be instant. And the same thing comes with the things that maybe you have. Maybe you look at somebody else and you see them having certain things and you wonder, why can't I have those same things? So, we're going to talk about being yourself, being an original. Now, we all know about original paintings and artwork. It's beautiful. And when somebody is trying to buy some artwork, people want the original. They don't want a replica. They don't want a duplicate. They don't want a fake copy that's worth nothing. They want something that is valuable. So when you think about yourself, there is nobody more valuable than you are. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror every single day and love yourself for how you are. Love yourself for what you are. There's a lot of people out here and they are copycats. And it is because they have not learned that lesson to love themselves how they are and for what they are. They look at somebody else and they say, they have this, I want that. They're doing this, I want that. We have to learn to form our own opinions, thoughts, values, belief systems. And we have to do this for ourselves. Nobody is going to do it for you but you. Hey, Roxanne, how are you? Welcome. Hey, Wellness. We got a mod in the house. Hey, Donna. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Eunice. Got another mod in the house. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Happy Wednesday. We have to be originals. in a world of duplicates, replicas, fakes. And it doesn't sound like a nice thing to say that the majority of people out there are replicas, but that's just what it is. Most people, they want to do what everybody else is doing because unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are sheep and they have sheep mentality. What is somebody else doing? Okay, I'll do that. Or they're robots, or they're puppets, whatever it is that you want to call them. The majority of people out there are replicas, fakes, phonies, hamsters on a wheel, sheep, because they don't know who they are. They don't want to know who they are. It's much easier to follow somebody than to lead. And that's just what it is. People don't want to lead. They don't want to look at their own self in the mirror. They don't want to face their own self. They don't want to fix their own issues so that they can have peace and joy. They don't want to come up with original concept and ideas. They want to take, try to break down, try to make you feel that you're less than when they're the main people who are taking from you. Isn't that always the case? Somebody always talking about your ideas and the things that you're doing, and you're the one making moves. You're the one grounded. You're the one centered. You're the one doing things for yourself. What it is that's jealousy. People are jealous because they don't have good ideas. They're jealous of your success. They're jealous of your light. They're jealous that they can't break you. See, because they're miserable, they're lazy, they don't want to do anything with their life. They think that, well, how come they can do it? And how come this and how come that? And why do they have this and why can't I have that? See, the more that you focus on what everybody else is doing, you don't have time to focus in on your own self and your own light. You have to take time and meditate on your own self. What am I doing? Am I focused? And then if you find out that you're not, how can I get back on track? See, that's all about being yourself. It's about accountability. And the majority of people out there will not be accountable for their actions. They always want somebody to blame because they're not getting what they want. Microwave society. Oh, yeah, if somebody is doing something, I'll just steal their idea. Who cares if they're mad? Who cares if other people don't like it? Nobody will find out anyways. See, it's all in that deceitful, that snakerization, like I like to call it. Snakes on the ground. Be careful of people who are like that. And you got to get away from those people, that toxic environment, those toxic thoughts, because it's going to make you think and do the same things. The more that you get into yourself, loving yourself, working on yourself, trying to be better, do better, fix yourself, you don't have time to focus on anybody else. You're so busy being yourself. And that means 4 ways that we can be ourselves. See, the first one is to be authentic. Be authentic. A lot of people don't know what it takes to be authentic. It means however you are, whatever your personality, you're not putting on, you're not trying to be more than you're you're you are. You're not lying to yourself or other people, making yourself be something that you're not. You're okay with who you are. And the majority of people out there don't know how to be authentic. They don't even know what that looks like because they've been so busy being a robot, a drone, a hamster on the wheel, a sheep. They are so busy doing that they don't even have time to sit and think, what is my original idea? What is my original concept? What do I need to be doing for myself? How can I encourage myself? How can I be inspired to thrive and to do better? To be yourself, you got to be authentic. And that means you got to be okay with yourself. You got to be okay with you. And that's the reason why so many people are miserable and they take it out on everybody else because they have not forgiven themselves. They haven't dealt with the things that they have in their closet, the things that they're hiding. They don't have time to be themselves. They're so busy being a replica and trying to look and see what somebody else is doing that they don't have time to get into their own thing. See, we got to get into our own thing. What are some of the things that you like? What are some things that you want to do with your life? Think about that for a moment. It's in the times where we pause, meditate, and think, am I taking care of myself? Getting into the self awareness, self care, self love. All of it is important and it matters to make us feel good about ourselves. And that is the whole idea of this entire podcast. When you are yourself, it makes you feel good about you because you know you're I'm myself. I'm happy with myself. I love myself. I'm not concerned and worried about anybody else. And it's so freeing. There is so much peace involved with being yourself. So much peace is there. And the second point is that we have to look for the things that we're good at. We have to look for the things that we are good at. When you are yourself, each of us has something that they're good at. I mean, exceptional. Look into those things, investigate, dive into it, and then turn up that fire. Be yourself. And it doesn't matter who tries to duplicate and be like you and talk like you and take your ideas. It doesn't matter because when you're yourself, nobody can turn on that fire like you can. Nobody can turn up their light like you can. No two people can do anything alike. Celebrate your authenticity. Celebrate yourself. And you got to look for what you're good at. And I have to also say, when we're talking about looking for what you're good at, make sure that you are celebrating yourself too. In being yourself, it means that whatever it is that you have overcome, whatever it is that you're doing right, the things that you're struggling with every day, make sure that you're patting yourself on the back and telling yourself, I'm proud of you for what you're doing. I'm proud of you for who you are. I'm proud of you that you continue to keep going. See, when we are ourselves, we can show up in any room. And it doesn't matter what other people are doing, who likes you, all of that stuff, especially on the job with all of the competition. When you're yourself, it doesn't matter who likes you or if you keep a job or not. None of that matters because anywhere you go, you're valuable because you stay in your own lane because you know your worth and your power. So be your authentic self and look for the things that you are good at. Now, this is my third and my last point. When you believe in yourself, when you are being yourself, you believe in yourself. And that's not just an easy road of something to just say, I believe in myself. People who believe in themselves, they care about their own thoughts. They believe in their intellect and they keep working to keep that intellect intact. That means they're reading, they're surrounding themselves with good people, they're honing in on their skills. They're looking for ways to elevate whatever skill it is that they have. See, when you believe in yourself, you know your talent, you know your worth, you know that you can do anything that you want to do. And that is something to be celebrated. There's a lot of robots, sheep out there. And I just want to encourage you all, be yourself. There's nobody who is like you. And don't be a copycat. Don't be a copycat. There's something to be said for having different opinions of other people. Have a different opinion. Dress a different way. Do different things. Don't conform to the norms of society. That's exactly what society wants you to do. Hey, Edward, welcome. That's exactly what society wants us to do, to conform and to be like everybody else. But don't be a copycat. Don't be a copycat. Be an original and love yourself for how you are. There's so much people out there that if you just would focus on your talents, if you would just focus on your gifts, you wouldn't have time to be worried about what other people are doing and trying to steal, because you would be focused in on your ideas, your thoughts, what you're good at, what's your talents. And I'm going to tell you that nobody has your backstory. No two people have the same stories. People can go through similar things, but no two people go through the same things. Use your story to encourage yourself, to keep yourself motivated. Say, remember when I went through that and I made it through, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm good at this, and I do that. See, when we focus on the good things about our life, focus on what is going right in your life instead of what isn't, there's always going to be problems that happen. Hey, Boss Life Online, welcome. There's always going to be things that happen to us in our life. There's always going to be somebody doing something wrong. There's always going to be the little backstabbers. There's always going to be someone taking your stuff. There's always going to be someone with a lack of imagination. There's always going to be somebody who has something nasty to say about you. But I don't want you to take it personal. A lot of times we take it personal when we hear people say things about us, and it feels like what a personal attack. Why are they personally attacking me? When all it is there, it's just a spin-off of what they feel about themselves. It's just a mirror reflection. People are giving out what they think. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're less than for being an original. You keep being an original. You keep putting out your good ideas. You keep doing you, being you, stepping out. Step out on your faith and your belief in yourself, because there is nobody that can do what you do. Instead of being a copycat like other people, be an original. Have original ideas. Try something nobody else has. You may be the first person, even in your family, to come up with an idea, maybe that you have. Maybe your business, whatever it is. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do anything. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do anything. You are intelligent and capable. If more people knew that they were capable of doing great things, the competition thing would die off. It's people who don't have enough self-esteem, not enough belief in themselves, and they're still acting their shoe size and not their age. And people need to grow up. They need to mature and accept responsibility. And part of your responsibility as an adult is to work on yourself, is to fix certain things about yourself so that you can live a peaceful and prosperous life. I just saw something in the chat. Okay. Eunice says, I embrace where I am. I embrace that I am an original. I don't compete with other people. I compete with myself to become who God made me to become, into my purpose. Exactly. And we can't allow other people for it to be like a competition, because everybody is in a different place in their life. Every single person is in a different space and place because of traumas, because of pain, because of life, because of all kinds of things. Maybe you have a physical ailment. There's always something that No two people can do the same thing because no two people have the same lives. So be about your purpose and be about your goals. I don't listen or even associate with negative people. And that's where we need to stay. We need to live in that space of not competing. See, it's the competition with other people. When you look at somebody else and you think, oh my goodness, look what they're doing. Oh my goodness, look what they have. Oh my, look, they've done that already. They have this, they have that. Oh, they're doing this. See, that's the problem. That is the problem with most people. The competition, competing, looking. Why? Questioning. Why don't I have what somebody else has? That's, you're setting up yourself for a failure. You're setting yourself up for a failure because no two people can have the same things at the same time. You don't know what that person has been doing behind the scenes. You look at somebody else and you want what they have. But like my good friend Boss Life Online always says, but are you willing to do what I have done in order to have it? People will look at you, want what you have, but they will not be willing to do it in order to have it. So if you really want something in your life, go after it and do it. Walk in silence. Don't compare yourself to other people and stay away from these negative people. Stay away from them. You don't need negativity in your life. What you need is peace, joy, success, love. And that love has to start with you. It has to start with you being your true and authentic self. Now, what does it mean to be authentic? It means to be real. And we have to be real and honest with ourselves. Am I taking care of myself? Am I doing what I need to do? Am I taking care of my health, my wealth, my physical person? Am I getting the rest that I need? Am I taking care of myself emotionally? All of this is being authentic, being yourself. There will always be someone that's ahead of you. I don't look at that, what they're doing. I'll look at what I'm doing. If you are always comparing yourself to individuals, you will never be happy. And that's it. You will never be happy trying to follow behind other people, because if your happiness is based on other people, and if the people that you're looking at or comparing to are unhappy, guess what? You're always going to be unhappy. And that's not right. Your happiness should not be based on other people. That's something that you got to do for yourself. That's inner work. That's inside work that you got to constantly do and fix. And if you're unhappy, you have to find out why you're unhappy. Are you allowing other people to make you unhappy? Hi, Deborah. How are you? Welcome. Are you letting others make you unhappy? That's a question. I used to do that for so long when I was younger. I was only happy based on my circumstance. So if my circumstance was showing up and everything was turmoil, I was in turmoil. We have to learn to be at peace amongst a storm, amongst our trials, because trials are going to happen, circumstances are going to happen, problems are going to happen. Are you going to make yourself be miserable because certain things are happening or certain people are in your life? Sometimes we can't avoid certain people because maybe you need those people at a certain time to help you. But when it comes to your mental status, you got to be okay mentally with who you are outside of all of the bills, all the stress, all of everything. You got to own everything about yourself. You got to own it. You got to own every single thing about you. And what you don't like, this is where it shows how much you care about yourself. What am I willing to do in order to change what I don't like? That's what separates a person who is successful from a person who is not. It's about a person who is willing to make changes. If you don't like something about your life, what are you willing to do in order to change it so that you can have what you want? See, that's the person who is an original. They're authentic. They believe in themselves. They know that they deserve better. And if you know that you deserve the best for your life, you will be willing to make changes. And yeah, I had to look at myself and say, I'm being lazy. I'm dragging my feet. I'm procrastinating. I'm not doing what I need to do. So you can't be mad at other people when you're not doing what you need to do. It's about taking ownership, accountability for yourself. Whatever it is that you don't like, fix it. Fix it. Don't just say, oh, I should change that. Or blame somebody else because certain things aren't happening. There's certain things that, yeah, other people can put an impact on your life, but you have to own your own mess. And you got to be willing to clean up what you don't like. You have to be willing to do that. Nobody can do it for you. And the moment that you become mature and wise enough to see that, this is this is what I'm doing to myself. I'm harming myself. I'm self-sabotaging. And once you start to fix it and start doing good things for yourself, being authentic, keeping your word, being consistent, being original, following through. When you say you're going to do something, do you keep your own word to yourself? And when you do it, whatever it is that you're trying to change, when you start doing it, celebrate yourself. Tell you, I'm proud of you. You're following through, you're doing it. And that's how you keep yourself encouraged. And then you continue to do more things for yourself. I want whoever needs to hear this. Don't be afraid to take that vacation. Don't be afraid to find some new friendships. Don't be afraid to go out and look for love. Don't be afraid to do something that you've been wanting to do because of fear, what other people will think, or fear of failure. We have to face our fears so that we can live in our own authentic space. Thank you so much, Donna. Appreciate you. We have to be okay with ourselves. We have to be okay with ourselves. Nobody can't do it for us. The most important thing about life is maturity. At a certain period of time, we have to be mature enough to own our own stuff. And for the majority of people out there, they're not willing to own their own stuff. They blame people their whole life for what they don't have, for what they haven't done. But when you start taking ownership and then making changes, your life is going to start shifting. The more you do things for yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you believe in yourself, the more you keep trying, surrounding yourself by people who support you, you're going to feel good about you. Hey, Shay. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you. The more you start taking care of yourself, the more you love yourself, it's so important to get involved with self care. And self care is a part of your overall wellness. You got to learn when to say no. I know this is my time. There are some moms and dads out there that will neglect themselves the whole day, won't even give themselves any personal care. They're not even eating. You got to be balanced with things. When it comes to you, you cannot give to others if you are empty. That's accountability. You can love other people, but when you wake up every day, are you loving You, are you loving yourself? When you love yourself, you're willing to do things that may be uncomfortable, may be tough, but you got to be consistent for you. If you want to get to your next level, if you want to get to your next goals, you don't want to go through your whole life and then at the end of it, you're having regrets. I wish I would have done this and I should have followed through with that. It doesn't matter how young you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your circumstances. It doesn't matter your financial situation. If you really want to do something, you will. I'll say it again for those in the back who didn't hear me. If you really want to do something, you will. There's nothing that can stop progress. If you want to progress, you're going to make it happen. There's nothing that can stand in the way. It doesn't matter what other people will say to you. It doesn't matter the drama people try to get you involved in. It doesn't matter who's gossiping or talking about you. It doesn't matter the lies that people have said, the things people said maybe that hurt your feelings. Because when you know your light, when you know who you're worth and you know who you belong to, you know that that you're somebody and you know that you can do things. So believe it and act like it. Act like you know your worth. Act like you know your power. Act like it. The more that you act like you know who you are, is the more that you can be in tune with being yourself. And that's when your joy is going to come. That's where your peace is going to reside. See, because peace, that's a part of inner work. No matter what the turmoil, all of the drama, everything that's happening, no matter what circumstance you're in, you got to keep your own peace. You got to keep your own peace for you. That's inner work. I used to always be upset anytime situations change or when people did wrong to me. No, no, no. Remember, you're in control of your reaction to everything. When I realized that, I took my power back. No matter what somebody says or does to you, remember, you're in control of how you react to it. You're in control of what you believe. You are in control of what you believe. Nobody can make you believe anything. You're choosing to believe that. And sometimes, unfortunately, we got to elevate our mind. Sometimes maybe you were around people who were low vibrational, people who are weak minded, and they didn't encourage you to go after your gifts. Believe in your potential. Know that you're loved and you're important and you have good ideas and you can do anything. Not everybody was fed that. But on today, you're mature, but on today you're wise, but on today you are elevated. See, it's all about elevation, elevating your mind. But do you choose to elevate your mind? That is the question. Do you choose to elevate your mind? Good morning, Monique. Do you choose to elevate your mind? See, all of that is a choice. For so long, I was miserable, unhappy, mad at the world, ready to bite everybody's head off for no reason. They did nothing to me. I was miserable because I chose to be miserable, because I wanted somebody to blame, because I didn't want to face the things that happened to me. That's all that is inner work. It's working on yourself. Have some compassion and love for yourself. Sometimes you need to have a seat. You need to have a seat. Sometimes you need to get in that bed and get some rest. Turn off your phone. Just spend some quality time with the people that you love. You got to be balanced in this life. It's about being yourself, being authentic, not what other people can do, you know? People will say, "Oh, but I do this and I do that." But that's not me. And that may not be you. What works for somebody else may not work for you. What works for somebody else may not work for you. When you are authentic, when you're being your true self, it doesn't mean I have to do life like you do life. It means I have to do life like Marlene does it. Or insert your name. Hey, Mackin, happy Wednesday. You have to do life how you do it. Don't try to let anybody tell you how your life is supposed to go. Don't let anybody tell you how you should feel or how your experience was. People can be in the same family and have completely different experiences, have completely different feelings about the same situation. And it's okay. Let yourself feel how you want to feel, but don't stay mad your whole life. Forgive other people, heal, and then get into what you need to do and be for you. At the end of the day, you have to face your own self. You got to be okay with you. It doesn't matter who you're with. If you're not okay, and I had to learn this, and it was a tough lesson. I shed so many tears behind this. It doesn't matter how much people you surround yourself by until you deal with your own skeletons in the closet, you will continue to be miserable. You could be around 50 people, 1,000 people, and you can still not feel happy because it's all about inner work. Other people can't make you feel good. They're just filling up a space because you don't want to be in silence and face what you need to. I know somebody needed to hear that. Sometimes you just need to keep all those people away and fix what you need to fix and do what you need to do. Isolation is a good thing. More people need to isolate themselves and take a break and stop snapping off at everybody else because you have some issues or because you haven't dealt with what you needed to deal with in your romantic relationships, within your family, on the job, because of your health. Do your best and forget about the rest. There's some things that you cannot change. You cannot change other people. You cannot make other people do right by you. You can't. We always want to make people do right. Yes, staying mad your whole life only weighs you down while others are living their life. That point, that point. And that was me. I was mad at the whole world. I was mad at everybody and looking at them and how come they have this and why do they have that? But I wasn't doing anything about it. I just wanted to be miserable. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to blame other people for what I wasn't doing. See, the more you become mature, wise, know your power, you won't allow anything or anyone to disturb your peace because you're so busy loving yourself and getting into your actions to have your fulfilling life. Remember, everybody, it's a choice. Yes, everybody, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't let anybody stop you from pushing along. Yeah, and you can't change other people. We want to so badly. Like, why can't they just do right? I was always wearing out myself saying that. Why won't they just do right? And why can't they do this? And why won't they do that? And here's something I know somebody needs to hear. You can't make people love you. You can't buy love. You can't buy somebody's time. You can't. And bailing out people constantly because of their poor financial decisions, is not helping them. You're depleting your own finances, and all they will do is move on to somebody else that will let them be their banker. Okay? Yep, I tried. It did not work. People only change if they want to. I make sure that I take time out for myself, meditate, peace, be still. It is not other people's responsibilities to make me happy. It is my responsibility. Yes, it's that inner work, accountability, and it also takes some wisdom and humility. Sometimes we need to be like, hey, I matter. I'm important. And when you have your family and you got these bills facing you and you're trying to do X, Y, and Z, yeah, those things are important. But if you don't take some time for yourself and sit down and rest and enjoy yourself and laugh sometime, what are you going to be? You're going to be 6 feet under the ground. That's where you're going to be. Take a moment and be still. Take a moment and be still. Thank y'all so much for all the compliments. I appreciate all of you. It's a long way. It's a long way that I have come. If you all would just know and understand where I have been from, I would say around the age of 7 is where major problems started happening in my life, or so much traumas happened to me, or like for maybe about 5 or 6 months, I didn't even talk because of the pain that I was holding. I didn't, I couldn't say a word. I just would just sit and rock myself back and forth from all the pain in my heart. Who would think one day I would be speaking to other people and encouraging them? The person that they they told my mom that I was going to come out with mental, I was going to be mentally retarded. That's what they told my mom if she had me. That could have been my story if my mom believed it. I wasn't supposed to be here many times before. Many times I tried to take my life. Many times I thought I wasn't anybody. Many times people said things about me that affected my self esteem because I was believing them. See, we have to stop believing what other people say. We have to stop basing our lives, our worth on what somebody else is saying about us. And we have to define, we have to keep speaking all of those positive affirmations over ourselves and over our life. That's why I always say you speak life into yourself, and you can also speak death into yourself. You can speak death into yourself. If you keep putting yourself down, telling yourself you're stupid, I'm worthless, I can't do anything, next thing you know, your heart gives out, or you make a bad decision, and you're out of here. See, the more that you're yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, doing the things that make you feel good, you show up as a better person for other people too. It's a beneficial system. When you love yourself, you're more pleasant to be around. The people who love you, like, wow, like they're nicer now, they're kinder because you're taking care of you. And when your cup is full, you're able to give some of your overflow to other people. See, what I didn't understand before, I was only giving to people until I got to zero. And then after that, when I only had maybe just a couple of drops at the bottom of the cup, that's what I was giving to myself. And I learned, and I want anybody who has not learned yet, give to yourself first, pay yourself first, and then give to other people. That's enlightenment. That's wisdom. That's love. That's sacrifice. And that is humility. We have to give compassion to ourselves before we give compassion to other people. Remember, everybody, be yourself. Be yourself. Don't be a duplicate, a replica. Don't even try to be. Look for what you're good at and do that and do it well. I see a lot of people, they do things and whatever, they have their business or whatever they're doing for their family. They just like throw things out there. Take your time, do it right, represent. If you're going to do something, do it well. Give your 100%. Give it all you've got and then release it and let it go because you can be proud of what you have done. I'm glad and thankful to God that you are here, Marlene, because you are doing his work. You are special. Thank you so much, Eunice. I appreciate that so much. That matters more than you know. And I'm so grateful that I'm here to encourage you all and to tell you all, no matter what you have been through, no matter what you're facing, no matter what you're struggling with, remember you always have yourself. Remember, you are your own friend. The moment that I came to that realization that it doesn't matter who falls out with you, you always have yourself. Remember to be your own best friend and talk to yourself and say, hey, friend, you need to do this. Hey, friend, you need to do that. Take care of you and take care of yourself well. Why? Because you deserve it. You're worth it. You're capable. You're an original and you matter. Thank you so much for joining me today for this podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. If you are watching, listening in the replay, leave me a comment in the comment section below how you are being your authentic self. And I have channel membership. I would love for you to join the membership. Hit that button today and get exclusive member only content. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Appreciate each and every one of you.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, hey, yeah.